Hello everyone, my name is Gus.
Hi, I'm Woody.
And today we have finally something that everyone has been asking about, our collaboration with Blue World. Jonathan and Todd.
It was so amazing.
Wasn't it awesome?
I mean, that's my reaction. I'm just going to tell everybody right now. This was a blast. They are super cool to dive with.
And to hang out with.
And we accomplished something that I've never done and they've never done, but you had done.
Once. Yeah. Well, twice. Yeah.
And that's the Grand Traverse.
At Peacock Springs. Yes.
So a lot to celebrate in this video.
Absolutely.
Enjoy it. Oh, by the way, the cinematography.
A little bit better
the
than
underwater. Wow.
Yeah, and the other thing is, you know, as much as you guys have been asking us to do this collaboration, as long as you've been waiting for this to happen, we've been waiting to release this video because we actually recorded this a few months ago. It's like people, you may see that some of us look a little bit different in the video.
Right.
You know, like this was shot a while ago. So we're happy to finally be releasing our collab with these guys.
Definitely.
We loved it. All right, let's check it out.
There's nothing to comment. I mean, she's beautiful.
We can't just suit up and do the dive because first we have to prepare the exit, which means a dive before the dive. This is something we do on all traverses as a matter of safety.
I mean, you may want to comment on
that.
that.
That's
That's
being
a big
done
deal.
at Orange Grove Sink, where the traverse will eventually end. Gus and Woody are going to lay the guideline, and I'm going to film it.
By the way, I'm just going to add something really quick without even minimizing the screen. This is not the entire video. At the end of this video, I'm going to leave the link to the full video. This is just a subset of our accomplishment. But there's more to watch. So make sure you check out the Blue World's version of this.
Yeah. I thought you were going to add that they have like dive concierges that come with them and carry all their gear while Gus and I are like, what? I'm like, Gus, where's mine?
All right.
Gus is helping me set up because it's important that we are streamlined and everything is connected properly. Later on, I will help him don his unit as well. This is standard protocol for our cave dives.
Yeah, we do help each other.
Oh, it started.
I am going to comment and stop the video and comment.
Sure.
Listen, that's important, that part about that we help each other and that we're not afraid to tell each other, wait, stop. Let me help you fix that. Or if you can't reach this, I will. That's not a bad thing. And I know there's some out there, you should be able to do everything by yourself and nobody should help you.
And we are able to do it, but it's better to teamwork.
There are times where you are in a sidewinder, which can be somewhat cumbersome to put on. You just need somebody to check me out. I'm your buddy. You're my buddy. Are we streamlined? Are we clean? Like, that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing.
No.
Cold water started to seep into my suit.
Yeah. 3 of us were wet. You were the only one diving dry on this one.
72 water temp.
Yeah.
Before we can dive, a pre-breathe to perform a series of tests ensures that everything is working properly.
So clear.
Quiet.
Woody places an O2 bottle in the spring so we have extra decompression gas in case someone has to switch to open circuit on the dive.
Right.
Gus ties a reel on a log in the open spring, and we follow him into the cave.
By the way, on my aluminum bottle, I have to pause it. It was hanging down a little.
Yeah.
These were bottles I had never used before, and I was experimenting with this new BC that I'm diving the Sidewinder on now, which is the
wing.
The wing, which is the X Deep wing. And on that dive, I had it clipped to my waist belt because typically aluminum tanks are floaty.
Right.
But these are Gus's magic aluminum tanks that are the single heaviest things I had ever put on.
Yeah, aluminum 80s are like steel 120s.
So later I was like, no, this has got to be clipped to the back. And then that brought it up. But that right away when I had just entered, you saw that it was dipped down a little. And you'll see that I was tweaking that as the dive went on. So just before everybody else comments on it.
And since no one else in the team had done it before, I was selected to lead it. As the lead diver, in addition to guiding the team, I'm also responsible for all the line work. Woody, who's the second diver in the team, works with me to provide assistance and to confirm the guideline is set properly. It's all about teamwork. And to shoot that green laser at me once in a while.
100 feet back in the cave, we tie our reel to the main line. Now, when we reach the end of the traverse, we know we've come to the right exit and we have a continuous guideline back to open water. The dive only takes 10 minutes.
It's quick. Quick and easy.
Then we load all the gear back in the cars and drive over to Peacock Spring.
And you saw how Gus and I
Peacock
switched positions. Right, I'm just for the non-cave divers, that are out there. That's standard protocol. He led in, and I will lead back out. You always switch.
So you go in the way you come out. So the leader goes in first and exits last. So it's the same order.
Yep.
All right, guys. So today we're gonna complete the Grand Traverse at Peacock Springs. So what we're gonna do is the Grand Traverse is basically, going into an entrance like Peacock 1. And swimming all the way to exit at the main entrance, which is Orange Grove. We're gonna come in at Peacock 1. We're gonna take the goal line, which is gonna take us all the way to Olsen Sink. We're gonna stop right there. Then we're gonna go back down and we're gonna swim all the way to Challenge Sink. Then Challenge Sink, we're gonna take like a 5-minute break and then we're gonna keep going all the way to Orange Grove. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
This is gonna be so fun.
Yeah, baby.
Boom, 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 boom. Let's do it.
There's only one thing I'm concerned about. It's really hard to tell which one of you is Woody underwater.
Yeah.
Right.
It's very difficult.
I have orange fins.
Oh.
Orange fins.
Good job, Jonathan, on that Superman move.
Brian Peacock. Superman.
I'm scared to do it, man. I know I'll drop it on my head. That's so awesome.
Look at his face. Jonathan's first face.
Like, hilarious.
The
Look at that.
confidence. Like, badass. I'm pretty sure he could listen to this music in his head as he's doing the walk.
That's great.
All I'm hearing is, all the noise of all the gear.
This doesn't make you want to be there, does it?
Dropping into Peacock, the water is a little murky from all the divers.
They have some serious camera gear, by the way.
This entrance, by the way, is called Peacock 1. And only certified cave divers are allowed here unless you're doing a class. In Orange Grove, where we come out, open water divers can go in there, but not at Peacock 1, where you go in.
Yeah, right tank was still, that's the one that was just, I tweaked. I don't hook it there anymore after this dive.
We pass a few open circuit divers on their way back. It won't be long before we're out of the range of most.
Let me point something out. Let me point something out here. So, if you guys watch other YouTube channels that are tech diving related, one of the things that is always interesting are the YouTube channel with people that are instructors, like tech instructors, like super trustworthy in the industry, like you should listen to me. And then when you watch them dive, I want you guys, don't even pay attention to me, but I want you guys to think about tank trim, okay? And why would he mention his tank trim? Because it matters, okay? It matters a lot, especially when it comes to moving through the water. Now, don't even look at me. Just forget about me. But look at this guy. I don't know who that is, by the way. Shout out to whoever this is, an open circuit cave diver that day. Look at his tanks.
Perfect.
Parallel with his body, right? With the water pushing this way, the profile of the tank is just a circle, the diameter of the tank. So the water goes around it. It's like aerodynamics. It goes around it. So as you guys watch other videos from those self-proclaimed tech diving instructor experts, I want you to pay attention and see how their tanks are like, they look like a plus sign.
Right.
The guy is swimming like this and the tank is vertical or sideways or whatever. It's hard to take people like that seriously when they are pretending they're the greatest divers out there. And then you look at something simple as tank trim and it's a disaster. Every dive, because I get it, like in your case, okay, this one is a little bit down, but it's still streamlined. It's still going like that.
Yeah, but I like that we recognize and we're willing to say, yeah, I need to tweak that a little. Like on the video, like I never dove with those tanks before. So we make adjustments because of Gus's point that it does matter.
Absolutely.
Not just for the video, but it's going to feel better for my trim.
That's right.
And when I moved it, oh my, it's like that little movement, it's night and day.
Yeah, and you see somebody on one of their dives with their tank out of trim. Okay, it could have been tank they're borrowing that day. The rigging is not right, whatever. But if every dive you look like a plus sign.
I mean, what Gus means is their tanks are vertical. It's literally vertical. So that's got,
open
can't have
circuit
that.
divers, so we shouldn't be seeing too many people in the cave.
You see, even for them, their tanks are a little bit low, but it's still kind of streamlined.
To complete the Grand Traverse on open circuit scuba, but it typically requires at least 4 scuba tanks. And those 4 tanks have to be carried the whole way.
A mile
so
swim.
the going is slow.
Over 1.5 kilometers swim with 4 tanks. That would,
Notice, no, we're not touching the bottom. We're not kicking up silt. Nobody's making a mess of this cave because there's no minimal flow in this, I would say.
Not too far in, there's a small pile of animal bones and a turtle shell.
Yep.
off the ground, no silt.
It's really important. That's a beautiful spot in the cave.
You can't even see the water. It looks like we're floating in the air. It's awesome.
And even in here,
then
you
we
really
reach Monster Mouth, a famous formation in the cave that's fun to swim through. Soon we start to see organic material on the floor of the cave, which is always a sign you're getting close to an opening to the forest above.
So cool.
First traverse completed. It's not the Grand Traverse, just a traverse.
We start heading up into Olson's Sink.
Duckweed. Yeah. Everywhere. That green stuff, it gets all over us.
Look at that.
Look at that.
Like a blanket.
We surface through a layer of tiny floating plants called duckweed. It looks really cool, but it gets in everything.
Oh.
Woo! Here we are! Olson's Sink! That was great. It's green. It is green.
Line is under the tank.
I'm gonna need some
Okay. I can still do it.
It's just,
I'm gonna be breathing some duckweed.
yeah. Yep.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he's awesome. Both of them are great.
We head back down on the second leg of the journey towards Challenge Sink.
You know, and even when you're cave diving and going through areas that are, you're not so much worried about the bottom, you don't want to hit the top of the cave either. You just don't want to damage it. You don't want to silt it.
Try to go in the middle, all right?
Just don't touch anything. It's a cool entrance back in.
Yeah, I like that small, because it's like a challenge. And you're about to see it on the video. There's the next section of this cave, which is between Olsen and Challenge Sink, that it gets pretty small. I would say it's like 1 meter or 3 feet, something like that. And you want to try to swim through that without hitting the bottom or the ceiling and without silting it out. Although the silt in that area of the cave is like beach sand. It's like really thick. So even if you lift it, it will drop immediately, which is pretty cool. We do get this question all the time, is how long does the silt stay in the water? Well, it depends on the type of silt. In that case, if you pay attention, it's like this silica or whatever, this beach sand that doesn't stay on. So, but we still try to not hit it. And you'll see I swim through it and pay attention. I'm like close to the bottom and the ceiling, but I don't hit, right? That's the objective. We all do, by the way, not just me, all of us.
It's a cool video of them videoing. I think that could be
That's
Jonathan.
Todd. No, that's
Is that Todd? Okay.
Yeah, Todd's in white, Jonathan.
There he is.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're now into a section of cave that has a lot fewer divers, so the water is noticeably clearer.
I love this spot.
It's awesome.
Nice, Gus. Beautiful.
Well, we all did, right? It's cool practice.
This secluded section of cave has a lot of blind cave crayfish, one of the few cave-adapted animals that live here.
It is cool. They don't have any eyes, but I always do this with my hand, like really slow. I don't want to try.
What's the name of this one? You're good with that.
This is
the promiscuous
Amelia.
Caesar's the second.
Yes,
I thought so.
Let's go with that. Caesar salad the second. No, but I try to grab them and they swim away. I'm like, how do you see me?
They feel the vibration. This is cool. Watch this.
Soon we reach the only navigational decision. We have to stay right at the T to get to challenge.
Make it right. That's it.
I don't think my BC.
Now I know the
looks-
ground here looks like solid rock, but it's actually very silty. That's why we stay a few feet away from it and only use the frog kick to move through the water.
And why? Todd's gonna
The
explain.
reason for a frog kick is to protect the visibility. You don't want to kick up silt and sediment. A frog kick keeps your feet up and away from the bottom, and it directs the water backwards, not down towards the silt and sediment.
And sometimes, I don't know if you noticed, I was doing little baby frog kicks. So not only frog kicks, but sometimes you got to just do little boop boops because you got stuff on the side, like the walls.
Yeah.
So it's modified.
Right. It's like, you know, when the rocket is like docking into the International Space Station, it's like this gas is like, pss, 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 pss,
Yeah.
and then
Exactly.
docks.
That's a great analogy.
That's
Yes.
how it works, yeah.
After about 30 minutes of swimming, once again we start seeing a bunch of organic material.
I like that we're all rocking the Eddie fins. We all have the same fin, just different color, same.
We surface
fins.
into a tiny karst window known as Challenge Sink. It's a
Hole in
challenge to reach and a challenge to surface, so it has an appropriate name.
No duckweed.
In an emergency, you could surface and climb out of the cave at Challenger Sink. It wouldn't be easy, but probably a lot better than the alternative.
How you doing there, Todd the Bod? I'm alright. This is cool. I'd like to have this in my backyard.
Oh, yeah.
This would be cool in your
We
backyard.
could build like a whole ramp down here.
Yeah.
I like you're already thinking like a business. Like, a bit around.
Last night?
Last leg.
Let's do it.
Last leg. We barely fit in there. 4 of us. No bubbles.
Now we begin the longest leg of the traverse. But as Gus told us, it has some of the most interesting formations.
Definitely.
Really cool. Canyons like this. Very long canyons. Tall, but narrow.
It's beautiful.
I like the U-turn. You're swimming. It's like, where's the line go? It's behind you.
As Jonathan pointed out, this section of the cave doesn't really see a lot of traffic.
And since there were no other divers near us and we were all on rebreathers, the dive is ultra quiet and peaceful. Very. But here you can swim for a mile and no tight places. You know, for people that think cave diving, like this is one of the tightest tunnels. And you see there's plenty of room here. But people are always wondering, it's like, is it, I'm claustrophobic, I can't, it's just too tight. It's not. It's pretty big. Look at it.
This is the first time Jonathan and I are diving our sidewinders with aluminum tanks. So we definitely don't have our trim dialed in yet. When we fly to a location and rent tanks locally, we often end up with a gear configuration that we've never had before. So it takes us a few dives to figure it out.
Yeah, you get whatever you get.
It's so clear, it looks dry, doesn't it?
But it's true. It's like you said, you know, when you're in the zone in these dives, you forget you're underwater.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's like you can't feel the water anymore.
You just forget it that you're underwater.
It's
It's
amazing.
so cool.
This section of the cave reverses back above itself abruptly,
U-turn.
which is unexpected and wild.
Yeah, so you're swimming this way, and then you go backwards. Right above you.
Made that a little silty there. It's all right.
Good.
Look at that turn.
Soon we reach the halfway point. It's the same distance back to Challenge or onward to Orange Grove.
Yeah.
And for those that aren't cave divers, you can see that those arrows have 900 on them. It means an exit is 900 feet this way, or an exit is 900 feet that way. It's equidistant at that point to exit the cave.
That's right.
Right now, we're the furthest we've been from daylight. We enter a tighter, twisty section that also goes up and down, challenging our rebreather buoyancy
Down,
skills.
left,
So it's great practice and loads of fun. Gus and Woody make it look easy.
They made it look easy.
Well, you guys did great.
Yeah.
We really enjoyed diving together, the four of us.
Yeah. It's going to happen again. We just have to find the right time and place. I mean, leave us a comment below. Do you think we should do more collaborations? Should we dive together more often? Tell us. And then go watch
All too
their video
soon,
and tell
we
them too.
arrive at our reel in Orange Grove.
See, the exit's already set up. We're at the exit.
Somebody put their line right on my line. So now
Gus unties it and reels it up as we head back out into the light of day.
So we're all in front
you
of
can
them.
see Woody here assisting me by releasing the guy line from secondary tie-offs so I can focus on reeling it. There's somebody else's line right below me. We just left it behind. By the way, notice that tangling humongous light? I don't normally dive with that. That was just for the video.
That's the video light, yeah.
We don't normally have dangling stuff like that. Nice.
Beautiful. Wow.
We did it.
We emerge into Orange Grove Sink, where we need to complete a safety stop before surfacing.
So awesome.
Dude, I wish this was my backyard. Look at this thing. Oof.
Wow. Yes.
Grand finale of the Grand Traverse.
Did the Grand Traverse, brother.
With
Thank you.
Jonathan Bird
We did it.
and Todd, and led by Gus. Good job.
That was that.
It's hard not to smile throughout that one, the whole time. Just thanks, guys. That was awesome.
It was so awesome. And I know some of you will have some questions about the dive. Just leave them down below. I'll try to answer them, or we'll try to answer them all. But I think the most common question we get about the Grand Traverse is how long is the actual traverse? And of course, a lot of it depends on how fast you want to go. If you want to go blind, you know, just super fast through it, not even surface on the sinks, just swim from Peacock 1 to Orange Grove, you can do it much faster than the way we did it, which was taking our time, swimming slow, filming. Hey, go through that hole. Hold on, let me go through it now. Go through the hole again. Like, we're trying to make a video to show you guys what the path is like. So I think it took us about 3 hours to do the Grand Traverse, but you can do it faster than that. Again, it's not a competition. We're on rebreathers with our SORP lasting many more hours than the 3 hours that we took. So we had plenty of gas to do it. And actually in 2020, when I did this, I did it both ways. So I got to Orange Grove, took a break, and then went all the way back.
Double Grand?
I did double Grand Traverse in one day, right?
Wow.
And, you know, our rebreathers were fine to do a double, but we weren't filming, we weren't stopping, so it was faster. It took us like maybe 3 to 4 hours to do both.
Gotcha.
You know, something like that. So it really depends on how fast you swim and what you're trying to accomplish. But it is a long dive. If you're doing it in open circuit, it takes a lot. I will say, though, as a disclaimer, this was not an instructional video for you to show up at Peacock tomorrow and try to accomplish a Grand Traverse. Some of the things we didn't show on the videos because we all stayed together in the same house, like an Airbnb that we got, super nice with a pool table and everything.
Yeah.
We spent hours planning for this. Gas planning, where are we going to leave the oxygen tank in case anyone needs it, who's going to run the line, what's the order in which the team is. Like, we spent a lot of time planning for this. Even before we traveled there, we were emailing to each other. So, you know, we're not showing that on the video, but there was a lot of planning involved. So I don't want anyone watching this video to just show up and do the traverse with like a single tank tomorrow, just because they can.
Well put.
Right? Other than that, as I mentioned, this video reaction was to a subset, a small chunk of the entire Blue World episode where they describe what a traverse is, which we didn't include in this one. We didn't talk about. They talk about, you know, the beginnings of Jonathan Bird cave diving. There's a lot of information in there. And in case you want to check that out, I definitely recommend you go check that out. And again, leave comments so they know that you want to see us dive again. I'm going to leave it right here. Check out the Blue World episode about the Grand Traverse. You'll have been asking for it. And here we are, collaborating. Love those guys.
It was so awesome. Bye, everybody.